suggest you do as well.
Good afternoon, good evening, and good night, ladies and gentlemen. This is New York Comic Con. This is Newsarama.com. I'm Justin Tyler.
I am Pete LePage.
We are sitting here with Pulphope and Jim PASCOE. Thanks for joining us up here in the skybox.
It's very nice of you guys.
It's a favor.
Yeah, we really appreciate it. So let's talk about the art book coming out.
I'll pass the...
You look like you've never heard of it at all.
Yeah.
You're like,
no,
what art book? we haven't done it.
I worked with that house and did this book, Pulphope, which was the first monograph of my kind of non-comics work, right? So there's been so much that I've done since 2006 that we decided it would probably be good to do a second book. So it's sort of not quite a sequel, but it's like a different, like a mutation, you know what I mean? Pulphope is a mutation.
It's mutating a lot.
Nice.
And it's like 12 by 12. It's like
it's an LP. Like, I don't know if any of you kids remember LP.
Oh, yeah.
Is that like a cassette tape?
Kind of like a cassette tape. This guy's designing the books.
Nice. The original Ad House book was also a square. It's actually roughly square.
Roughly.
The math isn't. That's not get cut up.
I think you mean rectangle.
Yes, but like Paul said, we really wanted to sort of take advantage of this new opportunity and rock it out in a way that sort of felt like it was appropriate to what Paul's work is and the kind of statement that he's been making and wants to make now. And a lot of that is about this analog feel and this way that the art can be viewed differently than just sort of like straight up comics.
Yeah, that's because if you think like right now, like comics, if you read comic books, like if you're reading them on the web or you're reading most comic books, the art is scanned, and what we're doing is we're actually photographing the artwork. It's like an old school art catalog, you know. So that's what we're trying to do with that. And really sort of celebrate the fact that art, like the comics art, is handmade, and not just like like some machine made it somewhere,
I think it's interesting because it also gets to sort of like what Paul and I have talked about for a long time with his work, and that is that he's this great artist, and his work is what goes into print. Right. Like that's his medium. Right? It's and it's like and when people think about fine art, it's a lot about the gallery. And I've questioned you and sort of say like, well, where's your gallery show? Or you've got all this great original art, let's put it on the wall. And you always counter with the goal of it and what's being created is something for print. And so
the Jack Kirby argument, I feel like I fall somewhere between Mobius and Jack Kirby. That's pretty much all I aspire to. If other stuff happens outside of that, great. So like, if Kirby could have had a great book, like, I wish he could have,
Yeah.
And you could have designed it.
And so can you describe what goes into the actual design of the book? Like you take his art and you sort of like find the right package or the right way to display it?
Well, Paul has this theory of art in general. He has a few. About art as a design container. And so I think that what we're really trying to do is sort of jam on that concept and think about that this is bigger than just presenting his artwork out to the fans.
It's a piece of art in itself.
It's a piece of art in and of itself, and it's a vehicle for communication. It's not just sort of communicating the essays that he's written that's going to be in it. It's not just communicating the themes that have been consistent through the almost 2 decades of his work. It's about really saying this is a moment in time, and it's an artifact. And so that's... For us, it's about trying to capture what that is, what that sense of the statement here is. And so if that's typography, if that's color, if that's layout, I mean, those are the kind of things that we're...
I think like one thing I really want to show in the new edition is the process that goes in. Like I meet young artists all the time, like 19, 20-year-olds. Like, how do you do this? Like, because like they spend so much time online, and I'm 41, so I grew up in a world without internet right? Like, I guess we all have, really, but it's like
I'm very young.
They need to know.
I'm an 18.
Okay, 18-year-old. They need to know. Like, they need to see, like, well, this is the diligence that goes into making a screen print. This is what goes into making a comic book page. Here's how you erase a page, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's so funny. That's like you never think of that, like that part of the process, like learning that.
Yeah, exactly. So it should exist somewhere. So
Yeah.
that's my hope, is to put that in the book.
And you guys are old friends as well.
Yeah.
For many years, indeed. And in fact, we were just talking at the Legendary booth, trying to sort of figure out the first sort of real collaboration. I think that it might have been the Pulphope 96, 97.
Yeah, we did this little, back when they made CDs, remember those days?
We're all about the old media.
Yeah, I know, you're
Those
really
little dinosaurs.
yourself.
Yeah,
Dinosaurs.
Yeah, so, but
I was watching the Lawrence Welk show the other day. And, boy, were they jamming. No one gets that reference. Carry on.
well, but anyway, we made a jewel book, which is, it's what they used to call it. I think it was, I don't know what to say about it.
Exactly.
It was the first thing we did. So anyway.
But yeah, so we,
Whistles,
it's
crickets.
so we, we've did that. We collaborated a lot on the design for THB6.
Yeah, Jim is outside of like having his own publishing company. I consider him to be a great designer, and we've done a lot of great stuff that maybe, in the best way, great design is pedestrian. So like you don't notice it. It's like it just kind of absorbs into your body. And we've worked on projects where like no one's really seen what he's done. So it's kind of like, yeah, let's make like this super group and like get this book out.
That's awesome.
So.
And there's a Legendary panel tomorrow where you're going to be talking about this book, or is there another announcement?
There's not to be too coy or prom queen about it, but there is going to be something tomorrow.
You got to be a little bit prom queen.
So there's something tomorrow.
Something tomorrow will be announced that I can't talk
That
about.
we have not already announced.
That we've
right.
not already
That's an
announced.
additional announcement.
Yes.
Right.
So there are so far.
You've done something with it, right? You're a part of it?
I'm involved in it.
All right.
Nice.
In some way. Yes.
Slowly we're getting all the
We're
information.
teasing it out. We're teasing it out. Well, awesome. Well, thanks for sitting down and talking to us.
If we had a couple more drinks, we might be a little bit more
I
liberal.
like that you said more drinks. More drinks.
Did I show our hand?
Yeah, there's
what
a
is wrong
cocktail
with
bar
me?
behind these cameras. I'll have a gin and tonic. But hey, thanks for sitting down with us, guys.
Thanks.
Good luck with the panel tomorrow. We look forward to it.
Yeah.
And you guys, stay tuned for plenty more from New York Comic Con.
Thanks.